Hello everyone, this is Rabab Alma, licensed marriage and family therapist and international life coach. I will be talking today about burnout, the signs of being burnout and how to deal with it. Let me know what you think of the topic. Let me know what the signs you encounter, what kind of signs you encounter when you are burned out, and how do you deal with it? What do you do about it? I will go ahead and share my life with my other pages while people are joining. And so let me see here. Again, the topic today is burnout and how to spot it and how to deal with it. Okay. Again, these lives and videos are meant for general info only. They are not meant for medical or professional advice. So if you need professional help, please seek help from professionals, and you can of course contact me. And I can, I see clients either in my office in Wayne, or I have another location in the northeast of Philadelphia, or online via secure channel. So the subject today is feeling burnout and how to deal with it. And in the beginning, I have here some comments. I prepared some comments about the topic. First of all, I hope that everyone is doing well and everyone is warm, especially people in the northeast. We were hit with a snowstorm. It was tough to drive today. It was cold. So I hope everybody is safe, sound, and warm. Let me know if you are joining me from outside of Pennsylvania. How is the weather in your location? I was in a phone call with, as a conference call with the adjunct professors meeting an hour ago, and someone was joining us from Florida. The temperature there was 80, and then it dropped to 75, so she needed a coat maybe for that. So let me know how is the weather in your location if you're outside of the northeast area, outside of Pennsylvania, New York. And I want to say I hope everyone is enjoying their evenings and they are safe and sound and warm. So when we talk about burnout, what do you think of the topic, and how does this topic relate to you? By the way, let me know if you are interested in specific topics that you would like me to talk about next week. I will be happy to see what you are interested in, so I can address it in my future lives, because I wanted to, cater to your need and what would you like to hear about. So the topic today is burnout, what are the signs and how to deal with it. I have prepared some notes here. Let me know what you think of it, of the topic, and again, let me know what are the signs that you see happening for yourself when you are in a state of burnout. So the first one, and I have here, is when you realize that every curveball is a major crisis. So everything happening in your life, like you feel that you are overwhelmed and you cannot handle. That means you are really reaching that, your limit, because you cannot really tolerate anything extra. You have so much on your plate. Another sign here is the chronic low energy and exhaustion. So you're continuously exhausted. Even when you wake up in the morning, after you sleep for whatever hours, you're still exhausted and you're still tired. That's a sign. You get sick more frequently. So you get sick, for instance, for a couple of days, and then a couple of days later you're sick again, and you're sick for for a prolonged period of time. That's also a sign that you are exhausted and you are burnout. You are not relaxing or recharging. So you're constantly on the run. You're constantly on the go. You're going from one thing to another constantly. You don't take a break. Salam alaikum Halima, thank you for joining. So not relaxing, not taking time to breathe, to really time for yourself, that's also a sign for of burnout. Having a sense of inefficacy, so you feel that you are not productive, you exert a lot of energy and you are running around, but you are not productive. You don't feel productive. There is no energy. There are a lot of activities that you are engaged with, but you are unable to achieve, or you feel that sense of achievement. Also, another sign is when you feel disengaged and constantly checked out. Like even sometimes when driving, if you realize that this road, you take it every day and you just missed that stop sign. And sometimes it's still red and you are ready to go, but then, oh, it's red. So what's happening? Why are you are checked out at the moment? What's happening for you? What are you going through? What is it that you are not recognizing for yourself? Like sometimes we feel that things are okay, but then, and it happened with me like a couple of days back, like this, I felt this knot in my stomach, and I didn't know what is it about, what's happening, what kind of feeling. Sometimes we don't recognize how we feel. Halima is asking what is the topic. So the topic is burnout, getting burnout, what are the symptoms and how to deal with them. What do you think of the topic, Halima? So when we feel that these kind of symptoms, we are getting sick, our body is giving us some signs that you are exhausted. And then if you are not really actually being responsive to these signs, the body will give you even stronger signs that you are reaching your limit and you are not really respecting your limits and what you can tolerate and what you need. So you are feeling burnout. Cynicism is the norm. So you are not that enthusiastic anymore. You lose energy very quickly. You don't have that energy, that positive energy. You are not really that energized person. Something is off. So when there is something, when something is off, Halima said, since I woke up now, this is my first break. Oh, well, it's an honor for me, Halima, that you choosing to share your break with me. So thank you. That's a pleasure. The pleasure is mine. So when we are we don't have energy. She says, Halima says, just the right topic. I'm glad. Thank you for the feedback. I appreciate it, Halima. Thanks. So we suddenly feel that we don't have that energy, that positive attitude. We're just blah. I'm just tired. Then we need to listen to ourselves, to our bodies, and see what's going on. And sometimes when we are surrounded with many things are happening around us, so whether in the personal life or the community, a lot of things happening in your personal life, a lot of things happening around you. A close friend is really sick, and you feel helpless. You cannot really do anything about it. That can bring someone down on so many levels. And actually, this is, I'm in a situation now. So you will feel burnout and the sense of helplessness, and you don't know what to do, and you're faced with the reality of life sometimes, with people close to you are going through a lot, and then what are you going to do? How are you going to deal with that? That's something to think about. And I think it's important to recognize our feelings and not to brush it away or to brush it off or pretend that nothing is happening. It's like, my daughter was talking to me last night, and we were talking about this very subject, and she says, it seems like, and she told me, it seems like you are just, you are putting that face that you're strong, but how are you feeling? And that's a very important question to ask ourselves, and to allow people around us to ask, how are you feeling? You keep putting that strong face that everything is okay and you are strong for everyone around you. But are we really seeking the help we need? Or are we forced to be strong for everyone and then we forget about ourselves? And that's something to really look into. What's happening? What's happening inside of us? Like when you see there's something that it's out of your control, and you cannot do anything about it. The other sign of burnout is cannot let go of perfection. Being a perfectionist. Everything has to go perfect. Work, house, the way you look, everything has to be perfect. But is it really realistic to have everything? If you are doing something like a doctor doing and Halima saying what to do when you know you are not all right. Yeah, I'm getting to that. I'm gonna address it. It's tough. So when we are burnout and exhausted, what to do about it? Number one, and I have a list of stuff here. Number one, take an emotional timeout. Can we allow ourselves to take an emotional timeout? And what does that mean? Sometimes you need to distance yourself from what's stressing you out. And if it's what's stressing you out is within you, then how can you distance yourself from that? Then you need to do something about it in terms of talking about it, sharing it, crying, writing about it, talking to someone who understands. Talking to someone who understands the depth of the issue. Talking to a professional, to a counselor, to a coach, a close friend. Someone can understand what's going on and how, and just sharing that, being there with the person and just listening, being there with them can be very helpful. You feel support, sometimes just being there. So one of the things that I struggle with sometimes is when something is going on and then I have to process it on my own, because most of the time I am by myself. So then how to process this, what to do about it? Then I need to find an outlet or a way to process these things. Either I speak to a friend, again, I speak to my therapist, I journal, I exercise, I need to acknowledge these feelings. Then I can distract myself. So we need to take a time for your feelings. You need to take time to address them. I cannot be strong 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I'm a human being at the end. Musa says that's when you are alone. That's it, when you are alone. When you are alone, so what do you do when you are alone? Do you just get miserable? or do you kind of create this atmosphere for yourself to lift yourself up? Whether spiritually, some people use some spiritual tools to help them. They pray, they do certain activities spiritually. Some people do that. Some people listen to music. Some people watch TV. Some people exercise. Some people read. Some people journal. Whatever works for you. But at the end, we should never neglect our feelings and distract ourselves. So, okay, I'm upset. I'm just gonna turn the TV on and watch something. It's okay to do that, but after you acknowledge your feelings. So if you feel like crying now, go ahead and cry. Yeah, cry. If I think it's helpful. If you feel like just taking it, well, it's cold in here, but if you can walk, if you're in a warm area, go and walk. Well, here, I mean, we are in Pennsylvania. It's cold, freezing. It's sleeting today, ice, and we really cannot walk out. So we have to find alternative. Either you go to a gym if there is a track to walk, or if there is, you can do some exercises in your house, in your basement, or in your bedroom. You need to create something, develop something for yourself. What works for you, do it. Every person is different. And sometimes it's okay to be down. And take time, be down, cry, write down how you feel. Listen to a music or a song that makes you cry if you want to, if you are someone who listens to music, whatever works for you. You just need these feelings out. But if you're chronically depressed, you need to address it professionally. Halima said, I have been crying. It does help. I'm sorry, Halima, but that you're not feeling well. But yeah, it helps. It does help. And thank you for sharing and for being vulnerable. I really appreciate it. I think sometimes when we are faced with existential questions in our lives, when there are things happening, when someone close to you comes to you and say, I'm afraid that I might lose someone close to me soon, how do you respond to that? I think sometimes your presence, your positive energy, your attentiveness, and your responsiveness can be enough to someone. And we hear a lot of things happening around us. A lot of them are out of our control. And I think all of these stuff that are out of our control humble us. It's just, we can do so much, but we cannot do more than where we are able to. When it's something out of your control, we just submit and surrender. And that shows how much growth we need to really pursue. Because these kind of events, what happens in our lives kind of remind us that we still need to work on ourselves. We still need to be humble. We still need to acknowledge our feelings. We're human. Yeah, ultimately, we are human. And we have feelings and emotions. And they need to be recognized. Take a physical time out. Oh, Marwa, thank you for your compassion. So, take a physical time out. So, sometimes you need to physically remove yourself from a situation. Like, I find myself sometimes, if I'm visiting someone who is not feeling well, and I do it like often, and then I find myself at the end of a week or two, I'm exhausted. So I take a break. And then I decided that I am going to make the visits but incremental. Because I need also to recognize my own limitations. I need to recognize what is my capacity of tolerance or taking things in. And especially if you take things really deeply and seriously. If something stays with you for quite some time, so you need to be gentle with yourself. I am someone who takes things deeply, and I need time to recover from an encounter, from a deep conversation, from pain, from watching someone struggling. I'm someone who needs time, who needs to take a break. And I did not honor that in myself before, but recently I started to honor that. To just keep my peace and to be able to give myself and give back to others. I need this period of energizing and rejuvenation. What is it that you need? You need to recognize it and stick to it. It doesn't matter what people feel or think. I'm not saying that you hurt people's feelings, but don't be someone who is available unconditionally to others and unavailable for yourself. Because you're gonna lose yourself in the process then. Breathe deeply. So you exercise, you meditate, you do breathing techniques. I did have an interview way back, I think it was in a couple of months back, with Jessica Bovelka. She's a wonderful mindfulness therapist. And I also had, I think back in August, I had also an interview with Jackie O'Malley. And we talked about also mindfulness. Jessica does yoga. And also, so, and we talk, and I think with Jessica, I did an actually live meditation with her. You can go back to my YouTube channel and you can look for my interview with Jessica. And I think it's extremely important that we we do whatever it takes, that we bring ourselves to this state of balance, and to remove ourselves from what causes us imbalance. Even if we will look at, if people will look at us at, oh, we're not being as attentive or as present. But you need to create that balance for yourself, and no one else can create it for you. No one else can do it for you. This is our obligation towards ourselves. Be mindfully thankful. So it's like just to take a moment and recognize the blessings you have in your life, and to recognize what is it that you're happy about. And right now, when you're crying and when you're feeling down, what is it that you are grateful for? And I'm not just saying like a breaking record, oh, don't be like, there are people dying in Africa. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. And I recognize there are people dying in the rest of the world, and we are aware of that. And I'm not undermining that or discrediting this. But what is it really you are mindful for? You are grateful for? I'm so grateful tonight that I am in a warm house when it's freezing out. And I am someone who does not do well in cold. What is it that you're thankful for? I am also thankful that I am able to speak to you through this life. I'm able to break the silence surrounding me by joining you and you joining me. So I am thankful for whoever is watching me, for Halima and Marwa and others are watching me. And I'm thankful for you being here to listen and to interact with me. This is breaking the silence for me. So I'm grateful for that. What is it that you are, what are the little things that you are grateful about? Look around. Yeah. Halima says, I was going to say the same thing. The heat. Alhamdulillah. Yes, the heat. Yes. We have heat. We have so many blessings that we need to be, grateful for. Dana, thank you for watching. I always butcher your name. I'm sorry. Because I know someone else that calls her name Dana, and it's the same spelling. So it's Dana. Thank you for watching, Habibti. So, pray or meditate. Praying is important. Meditating is important. Love you too, Dana. So I think when we are burned out, and I am guilty of that. I did mention before, months back, that I used to wake up before dawn and I to pray and to meditate, and lately I am being a little bit lazy doing that, and I think I need to really focus on doing this again, because it gives such comfort and peaceful feeling and this tranquility in the middle of the night. And I think I need to go back to that. It's important for any one of us to recognize what works for them in order to mitigate this feeling of burnout. Phone a friend. If you know a friend, a true friend that you can talk to and they can listen. Fatima, thank you for joining. So if you have a friend, someone close to that you can talk to, someone who can listen, doesn't really just preach and tell you what to do, just to listen. Sometimes we just want a listening ear, just someone to validate your feeling, just someone to say, I hear you. You have every right to feel the way you're feeling. I'm here for you. We all need that. We're all human. We're all wired to have that connection. And if you do not have that friend, look for one. If you cannot find it, find a therapist, find a coach, find someone. Just don't suffer alone, please. No one should suffer alone. It's really a terrible thing to suffer alone. I've tried it. It's not fun. It's not fun. And sometimes we go into this vicious cycle, because if we were used to suffer alone when we were younger, quietly, not telling everyone, and I am one of these people, then it's our default. It's our default. And then we recognize, oh, I don't know why I'm down. I don't know why I feel anxious. I don't know why I feel this knot in my stomach. And then when you narrow it down and you know these are symptoms that you know this about you, when you're feeling this and this and that, then this is how my body reacts. But we forget. And that's fine, as long as we are aware and we can stop and think about it and see, okay, now I understand there's something is bothering me. What is it then? What is it? Write down, talk to someone, cry, pray, take a walk, exercise, scream, do something, not in front of people, scream in front of the right person, not at the person, scream to the person. Like if you have that person in your life that you can just, he or she allows you just to scream, just to let it out. Dana says, the need to release. It's absolutely necessary. Absolutely, yes. Yes. It's an energy. So energy does not die, does not go away, does not disappear. Energy stays. It transfers from one kind of state to another. So it's up to you. If you keep it inside, then what's going to happen to you? Why do you think we're having a lot of diseases? Why? I know a lot of reasons. Genetics, environmental, lifestyle, but also stress. Number one, like how many clients I had in my practice, I still have in my practice, they come in, we went to the ER with a panic attack or some kind of health issues, and we did the MRI and the x-rays and the test, and they said everything is normal, you're just stressed. You know, it's like You know when you go to the ER and they tell you, Renata, thank you for joining. You're so stressed. I don't know what to feel about that. Happy or mad? Like I'm happy that maybe I don't have something chronic or serious. Some say working out or working in their release, hoping to implement that in my daily life. Yes, absolutely. So yeah, so when you go to the ER and if they tell you everything is okay, so you're happy about that part, that you don't have something chronic to deal with, okay? But then they tell you it's stress. So what do you do about that? It's like they are putting that on you again. It's like you went to ER. Hopefully, they will give you medication to get rid of these symptoms and you feel better, okay? But then they say, oh, you can just take ibuprofen, you know, this is sleeping pills, blah, 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 and then go. But you need to really deal with your stress. Then you're shocked by the idea, oh my God, it's back on me. I have to deal with it. Amna, thank you for joining. So, yeah. We need to deal with our stress. No one else is going to deal with our stress on our behalf. No one. Like, we cannot go to the doctor and tell, I cannot give my stress to someone else. I cannot just dump it on someone else. I can't do that. I need to deal with it on my own. This is like our own responsibility. That's why I cannot stress it enough. Hi, excited to hear about this topic. I'm excited that you are here too. So, what do you do? So I'm going to suggest something that maybe a lot of people might say, what? Procrastinate. Yeah, procrastinate. So, we often talk about, oh, we need to deal with the procrastination and we need to really be on top of things. How about if you're so overwhelmed and you have 100 item on your to-do list, how about you procrastinate some of them? Yeah, reschedule, sister. Reschedule. Put that thing or that item, delay it. Delay it to another time. There are some stuff that are important, some stuff are urgent, some stuff are important but not urgent. So they need to be done but not now. Delay them. Procrastinate them. Prioritize and put yourself and your self-care first. Delegate. Yes. If something you can get someone else to do, let them do it. Excuse me. You don't have to take charge of everything. And sometimes, work smarter, not harder. So, kind of like think about it. If I'm gonna spend on this 2 hours, okay, but I can pay maybe $20 or $30 for someone else to do it, no, I will pay them the $20 and $30 to do it. Absolutely. Halima said, sometimes I procrastinate all. Good for you. Put yourself a priority. That's fine. Absolutely. When it comes to our health and our sanity, your sanity and your health comes first. Procrastinate anything. Because if you don't have your health and if you don't have energy, so how can you do your stuff? You're not. Seriously. What is it? What is the one thing in your life at the moment that's really exhausting your energy? What is the one thing? Write it down and write what you're going to do about it. And sometimes we cannot resolve what's exhausting us. We can sometimes. So how are we going to deal with it? How are we going to achieve a balance? How? We need to achieve a balance by taking care of ourselves first. Releasing these feelings, this negative energy. Writing stuff down is really, really helpful. Really helpful. Taking a nap. I don't know about a lot of people. I like taking naps. Do you like taking naps? Sometimes a half an hour nap can really do wonders. Did you try it? Taking nap. Meditate. Breathe. Take a walk. exercise, journal. If you don't like to journal, there is something else. There is an app that you can download on your phone. It's called Dictate. So you can talk, and then you can convert what you said into sentences if you would like to read it later on. So if you don't feel like writing, you can just pick up your phone and just talk. Talk and record what you want to say. You can delete it or convert it into text or whatever. And sometimes, like Dana said, disconnect. Turn off your phone, your computer, whatever that is, and go somewhere peaceful, even if it's so cold out. Get dressed really heavy, like layers, and go out. Disconnect. Rita is watching. Thank you for watching, Rita. So disconnect. So we need to do whatever we can in order to take care of ourselves. If we do not take care of ourselves, no one will. Map your progress. So when you write down what's going on in your life, what do you need to work on, then you want to break it down into tasks. I'm going to do this by this time. I'm going to take this step. So take baby steps. We need to be gentle with ourselves. We need to be kind. Like sometimes we are way more kind to others than ourselves. We are sometimes harsh with ourselves. We just demand a lot. We don't give ourselves a break. And we need a break. Believe it or not, drinking water can help. Drinking water, hydrate. This is part of taking care of yourself. Shutting down the negativity around you. Disconnect from toxicity. Whoever or wherever is giving you some hard time, or someone or something that's negative in your life, you need to distance yourself. And if you cannot disconnect completely, you can just at least, do it incrementally. Like, you can say no. You can still be nice and still say no to people. Saying no does not mean you are rude. It does not equal that. I can say no. I can say no, I can't. I have plans. I'm unavailable. I cannot do this for whatever reason. Sometimes you don't really have a plan. Sometimes the plan is to stay by myself. Sometimes what the plan is to sleep. The plan is to take a bath and just read a book and relax and be in peace, quiet. That can be a really, really, really nice plan. So the plan does not mean that, I'm going out partying. No, the plan can be taking care of yourself, self-care. Set and keep boundaries. Absolutely, Dana. Yes, boundaries are extremely important. Boundaries are important because we need to keep that space, safe space. We need to create that. And what you allow will continue. And actually, we teach people how to treat us. We teach people how to treat us by what we allow them to do with us or to us and for us. So what do you allow your people to do? How much? For how long? What is it? Do you have a definite answer for that? Is there something that you really wish that people will stop doing? Or do you really wish that something will really stop completely in your life? You need to write it down. Go ahead and write it down and see what can you do to stop that. Prepare answers. Prepare scenarios. You can even stand in front of a mirror and practice. Because some people, I can talk about myself, so confrontation sometimes is difficult for people. It used to be so difficult for me, more difficult than now. By training, by working on myself, things have improved. We need to work on ourselves. So we need to know our shortcomings, and we need to have a plan. And if we don't have a plan, then we don't have a roadmap. So we need to set the goal, and we need to have a roadmap on how you are going to achieve that goal. It's extremely important. Sometimes if we are doing the same thing over and over and over, we're going to get the same result. Are you happy with the result? If you are unhappy with the result, then you need to change the way you're doing things. So we need to change the input to receive a different output. So what are you going to do about that? Another thing, clean things up. If we have a lot of clutter around us, if we have things that we need to take care of, go ahead and set a plan. Because also our environment plays a role in the way how we feel. You know, if you diffuse some essential oil, or if you have some nice scent, don't you feel good when you smell it? If you like it, don't you feel good about it? That's all about the environment around you. So in summary, we need to take charge of how we feel. No one ever can be in charge of our own feelings. We need to be in charge of that. So how are you going to do that? How are you gonna be so adamant about taking charge and responsibility of your own feelings and your own emotions? That all helps in preventing burning out. So if you yourself or someone else feel that you like this movie or this life, hit like, share it with others, because some of these informations will be beneficial for someone. I will be downloading this live on YouTube, so you can share it, you can watch it again there, and you can subscribe to the YouTube channel. And I hope you liked this live. Again, the topic was about burnout, the signs, and how to deal with burning out. So one more thing, if you would like me to address certain issues, please feel free to comment in the comment section. Let me know what topics you would like me to address, what topics you would like to interact with me. You can contact me via Facebook, via Messenger, email, phone, my website. I will be happy to address your concerns. Just let me know, and I would like to keep the communication and the interaction going. Halima says, thank you Halima for being here. Marwa said, personally I like so much. Thank you, Marwa, I really appreciate it. It's an honor to have you here. Thank you actually for sharing these moments with me. It was really, I really love the interaction and the feedback. Dana said, self-care, step by step. Thank you, Dana, for watching. I really appreciate it. And thank you all for the feedback. And again, if you would like me to address certain topics, let me know. I will be happy to address them. And I wish everyone, Amna said, so helpful. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Amna. Thank you for watching. So I wish everyone, love you too, Dana. Love you too, Habibti. Thank you. So I wish everyone a lovely, wonderful evening. Stay warm and safe. I know it's raining out, and maybe the temperature is really low here in Pennsylvania. I don't know where you are at, but I wish everyone a very peaceful, nice, wonderful night, and enjoy the rest of your week. And hopefully I will talk to you next week. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you. Bye.